Hello everybody, it's Math Dominus, and today we're going to be doing another Problems with Video. Now today's Problems with Video is going to be controversial, because we're going to be discussing a certain topic. No, it's not gender, or racism, or even Star Wars The Last Jedi, because, let's be honest with ourselves, those three problems can easily be fixed, but people are just too stupid to fix them. No, today's problem is going to involve religion. I know, we're going to be involving God in this. Now, how do I put this out? I'm not going to go into too much detail about my thoughts on religion because, let's be honest, that's going to be a whole nother video. But the reason why we're going to involve religion into this is because someone decided to make a video on one of my favorite anti-heroes, Venom, and explaining how Venom is supposedly a demon here to torment our children. Yeah, it's gonna be those types of videos, not the video where I say God's not real, evolution's fact, or vice versa. We're gonna be involving superheroes in this, or in this case, an anti-hero. So without further ado, play the clip, Gerald!
Alright, hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and you're here for a video I needed to make to go ahead and do a review on a new trailer that's come out for yet again another superhero movie coming out, this one called Venom. Now, the official trailer got a lot of positive review, as you can see already with 1 million plus likes. Now, the main reason I wanted to go ahead and review it is because one of the things that I want to do is warn Christian parents out there about the influence that media, especially Hollywood and the entertainment industry, has on the youth. Now, what we have here with Venom is in fact an anti-hero. What that means is he's a villain, normally, but now he's in a position where he is going to be portrayed as the superhero. So now the good guy is in fact the bad guy? So what does that all mean? Well, it's to confuse the kids. So we're going to talk about that. I even more so want to talk about this in the light of the fact that the Avengers Infinity War movie just came out and everyone has been requesting that I do a video. I don't believe I will, but I do want to talk about this phenomenon, this obsession towards superheroes. In fact, I've talked about it in previous videos, how it's nothing more than a, I guess, fictional retelling of old mythology, and a lot of it is biblical as well. You see, in the book of Genesis, it talks about the fallen angels intermingling, and there being basically demigods, or you could say superheroes, mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And so you see, because of the fact that it's twisted up in biblical mythology, it attracts a lot of people to it because people are looking for the supernatural and they see that through these fictions they can receive a little bit of it. And so
What? Superhero movies are retold Bible stories? Okay, first of all, the reason why people watch superhero movies, it's not because of some biblical reason or some spiritual reason behind it or anything like that. It's because superhero movies are entertainment, okay? There's nothing wrong with entertainment. We're human beings, okay? We want to have fun. We want to be told these amazing stories, okay? There's nothing biblical or spiritual about it. It's just simple as entertainment, okay, pal? Also, fallen angels, really, you're comparing superheroes to fallen angels. I mean, sure, fallen angels and superheroes can have very similar powers and stuff like that. Hell, there have been several superheroes that are basically angels. Hell, we even had the God of Thunder as a superhero. But to say that all superheroes are fallen angels is kind of a stretch. I mean, I find it very hard to believe that a guy who dresses up as a bat and a guy who built an iron suit are fallen angels. I find that very, very hard to believe.
I always give an analysis of it. But what I find striking is the new movies, you got Deadpool that's come out recently and now Venom, are anti-hero in nature, meaning that you have literal demons. That's what Venom is. He's a demon. And you have villains, a depraved, sexually immortal zombie, I guess you could call him, in Deadpool. He's dead. He's walking around. He's the dead walking. And this zombie. And Yeah, they're the new heroes. So the kids of today get to look up to these people and use them as role models. And even in the trailer, they're told, embrace your anti hero, your inner anti hero. And so this is the danger right here. And you can see the subliminal programming in the trailer itself, telling the viewer to embrace their inner demon, their inner symbiote, their venom. And so, for those of you who don't know, Venom is basically an alien symbiote, and that is a fictional race of amorphous extraterrestrials, symbiotes, and they have appeared in the American comic books published by Marvel. But come on, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, what do you think this is? What in the world? That is, in my opinion, a perfect depiction of demons, disembodied spirits who, as we know from scripture, possess the higher fallen angels. I mean, here they are. Look how demonic it is. It's just so clear.
Okay, dude, let me tell you something. I have a statement that will debunk your argument, okay? Because I believe you're completely wrong about this, and to put it as simple as possible, I'm going to say this very statement that will debunk your argument, okay? Deadpool and to some extent Venom are not for kids, okay? Deadpool, yeah, he's a fucked up character, but he's not a role model for kids. You're acting like kids are going to be like, oh yeah, when I grow up, I want to be just like Deadpool, a good person and all that. No, Deadpool is not a thing for kids, okay? So why are you acting like Deadpool's going to be like this role model for children? And to some extent, Venom is also not for kids. Sure, Venom has been depicted in like little kid shows and even appeared in the Spider-Man movies, but here's the thing. Venom is the villain in those. Of course kids are not going to be like the villain. They want to be like Spider-Man, the hero, not the villain. They're only going to be the villain when their best friend forces them to be in playing pretend. But other than that, they're not going to want to be Venom. They're not going to look up to Venom. They're going to look up to Spider-Man. And besides, when Venom is not the villain, the story kind of matures a little bit. And Venom does all these crazy things that are probably not for kids. Probably, not probably, they are definitely not for kids. God, I have to say that. First Super Mario Logan, and now people are complaining about Deadpool and Venom ruining our children. You're the fucking parents. Be responsible for your children. Why are you letting your children go to these assholes?
But they're called symbiotes. And so that's what Venom is. He's possessed. He's a man who gets possessed by a symbiote, a venom that comes from above, an extraterrestrial one, and it possesses his mind, his body to do evil and kill, but in this case, to be a hero. And so, if this is what we're pumping to the kids as heroes today, it really shows us prophetically where we are in the times. How now demon possessed superheroes are now the thing. So, I'm really concerned about this because one of my heart is for the youth. I see so many parents who just have no idea about these things. We are told in the scripture we're going to live in times where people aren't going to be able to even tell what is good from bad and bad from good. So we have kids being raised up in this when the Bible shows us true superheroes. So Christian dads out there, go ahead and get yourself the Action Bible for your young boys. Out there. Show them the real superheroes, even the young girls. They need to know that the action heroes and the real people that they should be looking up to are in the Bible.
Okay, pal. Again, Venom and Deadpool were never meant for kids in the first place. So stop acting like Deadpool and Venom are supposed to be role models for kids because they were never even meant for kids in the first place. And you're saying that Venom is a possessed man and demon? Well, someone clearly does not know about the Venom character, like, at all. I mean, you're basing Venom's character based on similarities between him and demons and fallen angels, without even actually looking into the character. This is the equivalent of judging someone by their physical appearance, okay? That's exactly what he's doing to Venom. He takes a look at Venom and sees a couple of his origin, just a tiny bit, and wham! All of a sudden Venom is a demon. Yeah, he clearly does not know the character Venom very well. So let me explain to you Venom. Venom is not a possessed demon or anything like that. Venom is an alien symbiote that came to Earth who wants to bond with a host because it's a parasite, okay? And this parasite bonded with Spider-Man at first, but Spider-Man didn't like the symbiote that much, so he got rid of it, and now the symbiote wants revenge, and so he attached to Eddie Brock, who also conveniently hated Spider-Man. And because these two didn't like Spider-Man, they teamed up to form the one and only Venom to stop Spider-Man. But after a few comic books, Venom's like, Spider-Man's not that bad of a person. Maybe I don't want to be a bad person. I should be a hero, but not completely be a superhero because, like you said in this video yourself, Venom is an anti-hero. Seriously, this dude is saying that Venom is a superhero. He's not. He's an anti-hero. And I don't think this guy knows what an anti-hero is. So, according to him, an anti-hero is a villain turned into a good guy. And by villain turned into a good guy, I mean a good guy who looks like a villain. At least what this guy thinks is an anti-hero. But let me explain what an anti-hero is. An anti-hero is a hero who does good things, but not in like a hero traditional way. Like, for example, Batman is a hero because he puts the villains in jail. He's a hero. But if Batman were to kill the bad guys, then he would be an anti-hero. It's a simple explanation like that. Anti-heroes are heroes who do heroic things, but not in a traditional hero way. That's what an anti-hero is. And that's what Venom is, okay? He's not this demonic person who's pretending to be a superhero and does all these bad things just to lure your children into doing bad things for Satan or whatever. He's literally a guy who's trying to do the good thing, but in like non-traditional hero ways. There. Phew, guys, I'm sorry. This was supposed to be a problems with video, not a Venom explanation. Well, at least you get 2 types of video for the price of 1. But anyways, yeah. Let's continue this video now that I had to explain the character of Venom.
This is where God gave us our mighty men of old. You have David here who's fighting with his bare hands a lion, Samson tearing down the strongest man who's ever lived, the real Hercules. David again slaying Goliath, the giant, and then slicing off his head. I mean, these are the real superheroes. So Satan wants to steal this from your kid. Do yourself a responsible thing and do the responsible thing and go ahead and cop yourself one of these and get your kid back focused on the real superheroes, the ones that are built in the principles and stories of the scripture.
It's not actually that bad of an idea. Biblical figures as superheroes like Samson and David, I mean, why not? I mean, we did turn one of the Norse gods into a superhero, Thor. So, the idea of a Bible character being a superhero is not that bad of an idea. But this guy's acting like traditional superheroes like Superman, Captain America, who teach good morals to children are going extinct and are being replaced by the evil, twisted Venom and Deadpool. Listen, pal. Captain America, Superman, Batman, and Iron Man are still popular with the kids, and kids are still following their morals. They're learning what's good because of these superheroes. Superheroes are not being turned into evil bad guys so that our children can do bad things. That's not the case. In fact, Deadpool and Venom are R-rated. Like I already said, I shouldn't have to repeat my points. We are Venom.
Not the mythologies of Marvel superhero nonsense. So who do you want your kids to be looking up to? This is their superhero? This? Or, okay, it's your choice. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And for those of you that might be thinking, well, this is a little bit extreme. It's nothing more than a movie. My kid's not really going to be affected by it. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 talks about the enemy. And if you're going to be a wise warrior and soldier in a war, you better know your enemy. And it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And so the word subtle means that he's crafty. He is shrewd. He is going to be very hard to find. It's going to be like a chameleon. So his attacks aren't always going to be the most obvious thing, and that's what being vigilant is all about. It's aware and on guard. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, this is the verse that I was talking about. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and that put darkness for light and light for darkness, and that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And notice, woe unto them. So what is the principle of an anti-hero? Exactly this. It's turning what is meant to be evil into good. The Antichrist is going to be the anti-hero of all time. He's going to be the hero of the world, but in reality, he's the biggest villain because he's fighting on the behalf of the world. But guess who his enemy is? The Lord God Almighty and the Lamb. Okay?
Hold on a second. Isn't turning something bad into good a good thing? I mean, for example, let's say a psychopath wanted to murder half the universe, and he does it. He murders half of the universe. However, he realizes his mistake, and he's like, oh man, what have I done? This is not good, this is bad. And so he redoes everything he did. He brings everyone back to life. Sure, he suffers the consequences for his actions, but after suffering the consequences, he goes out and he's a changed man. He'll never do something psychopathic like that ever again. In other words, turning the bad guy into a good guy. I mean, I guess in some storytelling, it could be bad because, since when was the alien a good guy to begin with? But the point I'm trying to make is, isn't the concept of turning something bad into good a good thing? I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but yeah, just hear me out on that, okay? Also, this guy clearly does not know what an anti-hero is. I already explained what an anti-hero is. If you want to go back into this video and, watch me explain what an anti-hero is again, by all means go ahead and do it, but you'll be trapped in an endless time loop. My viewers, I've come to bargain and just keep watching this video.
So he is the anti-hero. They're getting prepped and brainwashed and conditioned for the acceptance of this kind of figure in their lives and to come onto the scene. The great Black Knight to rise up and help them to fight against God, which they in their hearts want to rebel against. But anyway, so if you really are going to deny that the alien symbiotes are demons, I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, carnage, that's what it is. It's nothing but a thing that comes and possesses its host. You have Spider-Man, who's been possessed by the symbiotes before. You have even Deadpool at previous time. He was even infected with the Venom, and Carnage, Hybrid, and multiple symbiotes end up possessing their host. Okay, this one calling it hybrid, where they're a hybrid, and so even that is a term that you might be recognizing. And here again, we have Deadpool becoming possessed with the alien fallen angel advanced technology symbiote. That's what they're symbolizing. That's how crazy this stuff is, ladies and gentlemen.
One, if you knew anything about symbiotes, you would know that symbiotes do not possess anybody. They're parasites. They are basically gooey parasites that stick onto their host and basically enhance their strength in exchange for their adrenaline levels. Okay? There's nothing possessive or being possessed about it. If anything, if it's possible, you can actually work together with a symbiote, like Venom. I mean, why do you think Venom says, "We are Venom"? It's because the symbiote and Eddie Brock are working together to be Venom, okay? That's how symbiotes work. Nothing possessive, they're just parasites. And two, Carnage is not a hero! You use Carnage as an example when he's not even a hero. He's an actual villain. Unlike Venom, who's done some heroic things, Carnage is a killer. He's a psychopath. He's basically the Joker. How do you confuse Carnage for? Never mind. I mean, sure, if Venom is a hero, why Carnage cannot be? He can be a hero. Anybody can be a hero. Anybody can be whatever. Just continue watching this video.
And so let's dissect the trailer here a little bit. You have the scene where they show you where they're collecting this black Venom demonic symbiote. It comes down from a spaceship. And don't get twisted with this alien stuff. It's very confusing. But the Bible does say that there was a war in heaven. Okay, so in the heavens, the stars above, in the heavens of heavens, there was a war between God and the angels. And Satan and his angels were cast down to earth, the fallen angels. And so this concept of alien technology oftentimes is a way to confuse the public on things that are real. There is a race of, I guess you could say, heavenly beings that are here, and they were cast down. Jesus said, "I saw Satan cast down from heaven, and he fell like lightning to the earth." And it talked about woe to the inhabitants of the earth, because Satan has gone down to you. But the inhabitants of heaven are praising when Satan is cast down. So all these things allude to a heavenly race being here, and we are intermingling and warring with them among us. But don't get it twisted. That's what this is all to basically symbolize, but in a confusing way.
When you put it that way, it can be pretty confusing. Are angels, demons, and aliens the same thing simply because they both come from space and are from different worlds like heaven and hell? When you put it that way, of course it's going to be confusing. However, there is an actual simple explanation on the difference between angels, demons, and aliens. Angels and demons are basically spiritual. Angels are the sons of gods, and they're basically spiritual guardians, while demons are the opposite of angels. Aliens are basically if animals lived on another planet. Angels and demons are spiritual. Aliens are animals. Get it?
So here you have the actual symbiote that they're taking into their big laboratories and being able to manipulate for their benefit. Now, I do want to make a point here. You see that the character who's possessed by Venom, he ends up being portrayed as someone who's positive. You see this. Again, they have to do this. He's the hero. So he's the one who's trying to break the crime of this I guess the guy who has this big medical facility to take in the Venom and do the studies, but he's exposing them. He says your tests end up killing people, and they show you that in the trailer. So they're making the hero good, and they did this as well in the comics. They tried to even tell you that the symbiotes themselves were good. Okay. So he even goes on here, you can say, see, because now I know that they're not evil, just scared. Now I know that these four, talking about four symbiotes, are different than the rest. They don't want to hurt anyone. They just want to escape, to live. And then it talks about how sick and inhumane it's been for people to go against them and to doubt them. So, I mean, come on, how ridiculous. Sympathy for the devil, for the symbiotes, for the demons.
I just love how this guy twisted the main point. Let me give you guys an example. Let's say a human being, because it's not a symbiote, it's a human being, okay? This guy, he's a nice guy. He's a Christian, he has a good, well-paid job, and he has wife and kids, and he's a good father, and he's generally a nice person who doesn't even curse. His name is Jerry. Now, Jerry, he's being used as an experiment by corporate scientific assholes. What is he being experimented upon? Torture, like genetic manipulation or something like that. He's being used as a guinea pig, and these experiments are horrible for Jerry, But these corporate scientific assholes, they don't care. They're just using him as a lab rat. So imagine if Jerry finally snaps. He says, I'm done. I want to escape. I want to go back to my family. And he starts killing these scientists who get in the way of him trying to gain his freedom. Okay? Jerry, you can sympathize with him because he's not a bad person. He's a normal guy and he just wants to live a normal life. So, of course, he's going to kill people who get in his way because they're in his way. He wants to be a normal person, but he can't have that because of these corporate scientific assholes. You can sympathize with Jerry. What this guy is basically saying is, oh yeah, Jerry's been through a lot, but he's still killing people. He's still going against God. That's what this guy is basically saying. Yeah, I can understand that killing is wrong, but in this extreme situation where a guy just wants to gain his freedom and stop being used as a lab rat, and the only way to do that is to basically kill people and get out of the lab and return to his normal life, then it's understandable. Is it good that he's killing people? Maybe not, but you can understand why, okay? See? I can make a very good point without twisting it. Because that's what that guy was doing. He was twisting it. In fact, this just makes me feel even more bad for the symbiotes. Oh god, he's doing a terrible job at trying to explain his points. Continue watching the video.
So we see that. So yeah, becoming one with the symbiote, the Venom, the demon within. Embrace your inner, anti-hero, your Venom, your evil, your dark side. Giving this to the kids. This is what they want the kids to do, to become possessed. And that's exactly what you see happen. And if you're to doubt that it's demon possession, it's just obvious. I mean, this guy is screaming. You can see the contortions, and then they tell you that they believe that it's the key to evolution. You see his eyes blacking out, which is a typical thing for demonic possession, for physical manifestations and signs and symptoms. They're all there. But the inner Venom, the symbiote, becomes his friend and helps him. Although he has inner struggles, the battle with it is always, in the end, a benefit. It ends up actually helping him to be a hero, to be the Venom that ends up using evil for good. Now, the interesting thing is they even talk about making a deal. So he hears the voices in his head, and so the Venom starts to speak to him, of course, because it's demonic, it's a demon. That's what they're symbolizing here. That's where he's getting his power from, is making a deal with the demon. So you even hear that. And the demon, Venom, this symbiote, this alien consciousness, makes a request to him and says, okay, deal? Are we going to have a deal? Oh, we're going to have a deal, basically, because it's all demonic and evil, even in the tone of the voice. And he agrees to a deal with the symbiote, with the devil within, the anti-hero within himself, whatever. And so this gives him his power, and then he becomes the Venom and talks in the we, because it's no longer just him and the Venom. They are now one, completely possessed, one powerful super anti-hero. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we are today. And so I just wanted to go ahead and cover this with you all. Please, if you have a young kid out there, they're trying to really push this anti-hero, pushing zombies, the Deadpool, dead guy walking, Venom, given over to fallen angel, symbiote technology. Just crazy. Pure evil. That's what's going on. So stay vigilant. The Bible, as I mentioned, has the proper superheroes. You don't need to go apart from that. There's a reason that there's stories like this that Jesus spoke even in parables when he was trying to teach people. Because when we speak in stories and we talk about these mythologies and things like this, they impact us. That's why they were so big in Greece and Greek mythology, because these stories would impact and shape culture and civilization. So be very careful what you're feeding your kids. Okay, feed them the right superheroes. You have an opportunity. Okay, this or this, this or this, darkness or light, Dad, darkness or light. It's your choice. It's your kid. But there's consequences when you face your maker, depending on the choice that you made. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay vigilant and fear no evil.
Well, the video is finally over. Now, four things. One, he simply does not know what an actual anti-hero is and confuses it for a superhero. Two, he thinks that apparently superheroes like Superman and Captain America are no longer going to be the role models for kids, so we have to turn into biblical stuff in order to avoid the evil Deadpool and Venom, even though Deadpool and Venom were never meant for kids. 3. He actually thinks Deadpool, Venom, and even Carnage of all symbiotes are for kids. For kids! He actually thinks that. And 4. He completely misses the point of symbiotes. Symbiotes are not demonic things. They're not even, bad things. They're just animals, parasites. That's all they are. There's nothing demonic about it. Sure, there's demonic symbolism about it, but that's basically all that is. It's just symbolism. It's not the message of the story. The movie hasn't even come out, so we don't even know what the message of the story is. It could be about Eddie Brock trying to control the demon, not submit to it. But yeah, overall guys, this video, yeah, you can see why it was a tiny bit controversial. Now, obviously, I'm not gonna get into detail about my thoughts on religion, but overall, this video was pretty crap. It clearly does not know the character of Venom, and yeah, this video was bad. What else can I say? Anyways, guys, hopefully you've all enjoyed this video, because I certainly did not, because this guy got all kinds of things wrong. Poor Venom. I really feel bad for him now. But anyways, guys, so yeah, this is the end of the video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, or whatever. If you guys like this video, then, well, I mean, don't ask me what to tell you what to do. You know exactly what to do. So, you enjoy this video? Good. You know what to do. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, Gerald, the video is over. I need a coffee.